A quick review of the Kodiak Canvas Swag one-person tent. This is a one-person tent whose design has its origins in Australia. Offhand, I don't think Australia sees much in inclement weather, but more on that later. The construction of this tent is everything I have come to expect from Kodiak Canvas. It is a quality product. This tent occupies a weird place as outdoor equipment goes. It's more of a bedroll, but not quite a tent in the conventional sense. That said, I'll still call it a tent. Sleeping in this tent is extremely comfortable and is almost like sleeping in your own bed. It comes with its own foam pad with a removable washable cover. One thing I really like about this tent is that you can unroll your sleeping bag inside of this tent and roll the tent back up with your bag still inside, much like a bedroll. The compression straps are, by design, long enough to accommodate your sleeping bag, as is the bag this tent comes in. In other words, you can leave your sleeping bag inside this tent, roll it up, and then the tent will fit inside of its carrying bag with your sleeping bag inside the tent. This is very handy if you want to unroll it and set up your bed quickly. On that note, I strongly recommend getting the Swag tension pole, which is sold separately for $16. The reason is, being able to pitch this tent quickly is one of the biggest reasons for owning it. With the tension pole, so long as the original foam pad is in place inside the tent, it will be relatively freestanding. The normal method to put up this tent is to stake it to the ground, install the 3 U-shaped poles inside, and then secure the guy lines at the head and foot of this tent. Comparatively, I can put up my 2-man Kodiak tent as fast as this Swag tent. With the tension pole, setting this Swag tent up is extremely quick and easy with no staking required. Now, this tent, I believe, is useful for a niche audience, for lack of a better term, and is very useful for some people and not useful at all to others. I believe this tent is most useful to people who are car camping out of a vehicle such as a 2 or 4-door sedan or a truck without a camper shell. It is heavy and bulky. You will not be backpacking with this tent. If you have a SUV, truck, or other vehicle that you can comfortably sleep in, this tent will do you no good whatsoever other than being a novelty. If you are claustrophobic, this tent might not be for you. If you're camping in an area where you're concerned about bear activity, this also might not be the tent for you. I call it my bear burrito or my coffin. Having used this tent in early spring, summer, and early fall, I have to say this tent is not a tent you want to use if you're expecting rain, snow, or muddy conditions. Rain or snow will fall directly inside your bed the instant you open this tent up to get inside it. And mud is almost guaranteed to get inside while on the ground. However, to avoid mud, you can set this tent up on a large cot or in the back of your truck. To avoid rain or snow, you're going to have to improvise a tarp shelter to put over the Swag tent or put the tent up on under something like an Easy Up. That said, this tent does shed water once closed up, and condensation is minimal to non-existent. In summary, this tent is most useful as a quick bed when you're car camping on the go in fair weather. Rule number 1 of the camera angle. What the fuck is this thing called again? The Swag tent? Do not fart in a Swag tent. Seriously. It lingers. It's like you're in a coffin with your own fart. Ooh, right down the back.